Hi everybody, welcome back to the Pop Portal channel. I'm Artsy and we are back with another casual deck profile. Cue an intro. Okay, so this is just a casual deck that I made. I pretty much made it around the White Rose card, which I'll show you in a bit. I'm still new to Lorcana, and so I feel like I'm probably not using the right terms, or forgive me for like making up my own words or using the wrong, like incorrect language, but I really like bouncing back cards and getting that free lore. And also having like different combinations to bounce things back with and gain lore with and draw cards with. And so I pretty much built this deck around that. And then just a reminder, this is very casual. When I make a casual deck, it's kind of still like experimental. There's a lot of things that I'm trying out in there that I might remove later and replace with like a play set of 4 of something else. So a lot of my casual decks have a lot of cards because I'm trying them out, seeing what works in that deck and what doesn't. Okay, so let's get started. This deck has 64 cards total, 53 inkables and 11 uninkables. Last video, I kept calling my inkables uninkables and my uninkables inkables. So this is the ratio that I like to have. I do not like uninkables, so I try to have as little as possible. I don't know why I like having 64 cards. It just, I don't know, it just feels right. So in this deck, I have 4 of these Olaf. When this character leaves play, you may return chosen character of yours to your hand. It's a really good one drop. You're able to bounce back cards that have that when you play abilities. Also, it does 2 damage for a 1 cost, so that's pretty good. I can use him to get some people off the board and get a quick lure. So I have 4 of these Olafs. Then I have 4 of these Christopher Robin. This is a new set 11 card. So it has the, if this is your first turn and you're not the first player, you can pay 1 less to play him. So if I go first, then I can play Olaf. If I go second, then I can play Christopher Robin as a 1 drop. So that's awesome because he quests for 2 and he has 3 shield. So he's a problem. And he could become like a problem right away, or even sometimes like a distraction in the beginning of the game. So that's a great card. I have 4 of those. And then I have, right now I only have 3 Pocahontas. I think this is one where I would put 4. But again, I'm kind of just like experimenting with different cards and seeing what works. So I have 3 of these in there right now. And this one's really great with Christopher Robin because whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to another chosen exerted character's lore. I always confuse lore with ink. So she's a really great 2 cost. She does 3 damage, so she can come in and do some damage. And she could, with Christopher Robin, quest for 3. So already in the beginning, I'm trying to quest a lot. I'm trying to get some free lore. And I'm trying to like put some problems on the board. And since they're low, I could play them also later on, like play both at the same time or multiple cards at the same time later on. So like playing her later on in the game could also win you the game if she's questing for 3. So I only have 2 of these Cuscos. I pretty much just have him in here to draw me a card. I only have 2 right now. I am a big fan of bodyguards. The way that I visualize making a deck is like building it around a card that I like. For example, Christopher Robin and Pocahontas. So I want to protect those cards. So I like bodyguards, and I have a few in here for that reason. I don't know if it's great, but it's fun for me to protect those cards. They do become a problem, the bodyguards, especially if they stack. So I throw them in there. So we have Inspector Tezuka, 2 cost, Inkable, Bodyguard. In the beginning, they're going to have a hard time getting rid of a 2 cost that has 3 shield. So she's going to protect like the Christopher Robin. I have 3 of those right now. I have 3 of This Is My Family. I like it because I can sing it later on. Sometimes it'll win me the game with that extra lore if I can sing it. And another way to draw more cards. I only have 3, but it's a pretty good card. It only costs 2, so the fact that it's uninkable, and I don't know if you know, I do not like using uninkables. It only costs 2, so it's like, it's worth it. Okay, so here's one of the bounce back cards that I kind of built this deck around, is the White Rose. When you play this character, gain 1 lore. When this Olaf gets banished, I can use the Olaf's ability to bring the rose back to my hand so that I can use her again to gain more lore later. And I have 4 of these White Rose. And then I have 3 of these Kenai. I think this is another one that I would have 4. This one's usually always helpful when I play this deck. He's a 3 cost challenger 3, so he's 3/4 technically when challenging. During your turn, when this character is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand and gain 1 lore. So another way for me to gain lore. And then he just goes right back to my hand, so he also becomes a problem. especially if he's bodyguarded, because then I can protect him and then I can challenge on my turn. And if he's banished, he still goes back to my hand and I'll gain that lore. So a really great card for this deck. And if it's not working out for me, then I could bounce him back just to keep him safe. Or if I challenge with him and then maybe the next turn they could take him out, I could like bounce him back just to keep him safe and then like keep him in my hand and keep him in play. I have 3 of this also. When you play a character, you may draw a card. I just have her in here to draw cards. That's pretty much the only reason I have her in here. I've noticed that with this deck, because I have other cards that draw, I don't think I necessarily need her, so I might edit that, but I have her in here to draw. Another one to draw is this Bucky. When he's banished in a challenge, I can draw a card. So he can challenge for 3, so that's pretty good. And it's in any challenge, so their turn or my turn. And he's pretty banishable because he only has 2 shield. Again, another kind of easy draw. And with the 3 damage here, I kind of like him better than the Elsa because with the 3 damage, I can take out a character and draw a card. Elsa's nice though because when you play her, you draw a card, so I can get the card I need that turn. Still figuring it out. I threw in this Frozen Vine. When this location is banished, if there was an exerted character here, return this card from your discard to your hand. So this one, quest for 2, it only costs 1 to put them in there. It is 4 shield, but if you put an exerted character in there and they banish it, then I could bring this card back from my discard. So it's kind of another way to kind of bounce back those 2 lore that I can get. So I've been testing this one out. The locations are doing pretty good right now. So I've got 2 right now. I might add more, but with the other cards, I would say that just 2 right now is fine. I only have 2 of this rabbit here. This is a great card. When I play this card, you know, people are scared to exert because he's Challenger 3, so he's 4/4 in a challenge. He quests for 2, which is great. Especially if I bodyguard him, then he could just kind of like beat up the board, especially in like turn 3. So or quest for 2 if he's bodyguarded too. So this is a good card. I think this is another one that I would add more of, but right now I'm just trying it out, so I've got 2. I just threw in this Sneezy. When you play this character, chosen character gets +1 this turn. I just thought it would be fun. I have some other cards that quest for a lot of lore, like the next one coming up. So I just thought it could be fun to add lore to that and try to get to 20 as quick as possible. He's been okay. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one in there or not yet, but it's fun. So speaking of having cards that quest for a lot, is first this Magic Carpet card that quests for 3. It's 1/3, so it's not there to challenge. It's definitely just there to quest. If I can bodyguard it, that's awesome. If I can potentially play it twice, that's 6 lore. That's wild. I've got 3 of those. I threw this in there. I throw Pete in there every time just in case they're getting carried away with actions to prevent them from, you know, using any actions that could clear my board or my big questers. I only have 2 in there right now. I kind of just threw him in there, but we'll see how he goes. This is another new one I threw in there is Dash. He's from Wilds Unknown, so the newest set. It's an awesome card. He's 3/2. He is uninkable, but he's definitely worth it. So he can quest when he's played and he can challenge when he's played. And he quests for 2. So let's say I've stacked up a bunch of lore with my other cards and I have 18 and I pull him, I can play him and win that turn. So that's just a wild ability. And it's really cool that it's Dash too. And I've got 3 of those. I only have 3 because I don't love uninkables, but I think I would do 4. I also have Dash in here since he has Rush to try to see if I can challenge or get rid of some characters that turn. And if Dash can't get rid of them, the Thunderbolt can. I really like Steel, and I feel like Steel has to have the Thunderbolt in it. So I have the Thunderbolt in there to do damage. A lot of my cards so far don't do a lot of damage, so I like having this in there to kind of try to get rid of some of those big cards. I only have 2 because I don't like uninkables, but 2 has been okay so far. And so another bodyguard I have is the Headless Horseman. This is a great bodyguard. Inkable 4/4/4 does great damage. With the Horseman and the Thunderbolt, I can get rid of some huge cards, and it helps me protect my questers. And with the Pocahontas and the Sneezy, maybe I can still use them to quest, so it's a good card. So another bouncing card I have is this Nibs. When this character is banished in a challenge, he also returns to my hand. He's 3/3, so he's can be like a nuisance, and he quests for 2. I like the art because it does feel like he's like a nuisance when he's bouncing back, damaging, bouncing back, damaging. It's fun. I like that. A lot of the other cards kind of do the same thing, so I only have 2 and testing out how it does in this deck. I like to have like a kind of like a baby bodyguard and then like a bigger bodyguard. Typically, I've been inking this one, but I just like that it's one of my very few cards that does a lot of damage in case I need that. So it's still inkable, so I can ink them, and in case I need that 6 strength, I'll have it with this bodyguard. I only have 2 right now. This one I have in there kind of for the same reasons as this bodyguard, so I might replace these 2 for 2 more of these, but I'm just kind of testing this out, like I said. So I have Darkwing Duck. He's Challenger 2, so he's 6'5", same as the bodyguard. During my turn, whenever an item is banished, this character gains resist. I don't have items, so I don't really use that ability. But unlike the bodyguard, this one quests for 2. So I'm kind of testing out which one I like better, questing or protecting. I think I like the protecting more, but I've kind of been using both of these as ink most of the time, so might edit that. So this one I just threw in there because I don't have a lot of big cards to challenge, and it's my only evasive. So if an evasive is a problem, I'm hoping that by turn 5 I can get rid of them. And if not, if evasive isn't a problem, then this one can quest and it's evasive, so might become a problem. It's also nice that when this one quests, each opponent chooses and exerts one of their ready characters. I can rush into it with dash. It only has 3 strength, so it does get taken out pretty easily if they have an evasive. I only have 2 right now. I don't know how I feel about that one. So again, I play Steel a lot, and Tinkerbell's in there. I just love this card. I have a hard time parting with it. I have 3 of these. 6 cost, 4, 5. Quest for 2. You play this character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character, so everybody gets a damage. And then during my turn, when this character banishes another character in a challenge, I can deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. So because a lot of my cards don't do a lot of damage, I like throwing her in there because she might be able to eliminate some of those cards that I've dealt damage to earlier on. Or maybe their cards have challenged my weaker cards and have some damage on them. Tinkerbell can come in and kind of get rid of those. I tend to have a lot of 3s. I try to use as many cards as possible because I'm trying out different cards in it. And so I just like to use 3 so that I can add more cards to it. Again, it's casual. It's just for fun. I'm just trying out the cards and seeing how they work together and trying to see if I can find a combo that's fun. And lastly, I have 3 of this creeper. He's 6 costs, 5, 4, quests for 4, and I have 3 of them. I had 2 of them, but Creeper kept winning me the game. So I threw a 3rd one in there just to see. I was playing somebody and Creeper won me the game twice. So the 3rd time, they kept banishing my Creepers as soon as he showed up on the board. So I threw in a 3rd one in there just in hopes that I can get at least 1 Creeper out. Because if he gets to quest twice, even if he gets to quest once for 4 lore out of 20, but I've had a situation where he got to quest twice, so that's 8 lore with just 1 card. If I can bodyguard him, even with like these baby bodyguards, especially if I've been stacking up lore with other cards like the This Is My Family or the White Rose, getting that easy lore, if I can bodyguard him just to quest for 4 to finish the game, then that's what he's here for. I don't think I would put 4 creepers in there, but so far 3 has been okay. So that is my casual bounce back deck. It has a lot of different cards in it, but it's been a lot of fun to play. It's fun having cards that help those other cards out. It's fun having the cards that keep bouncing back, or having the Olaf keep my other characters alive, bringing them back to my hand. After I play it a little bit more, I'm going to check what cards are working, what cards aren't, so that I can maybe minimize the amount of cards that I have and get some like full play sets of more of them. But so far, it's just been really fun to play. It's casual. I love casual gameplay. I love themed deck gameplay. Let me know if you have like suggestions, what cards you think I should take out, or what cards do you think I should have 4 of. Let me know if you play something similar or if you try this deck out. And also let me know what other kind of decks you want to see. I just made some more themed decks, which were really fun to play with. We had like a themed deck building day, and we played each other against our themed decks. So let me know if you want to see those. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. That really helps out. Follow us on Instagram. Comment, let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you in the next video.